It's normal to pay for things and be able to get something immediately for it. With the culture of credit cards, most people could just swipe away at big purchases and they can pay it off in installments. Whether or not it's worth it isn't the topic of this video, but it does help knowing if your money is going to good use. This is Intelligentsia, real life advice for practical and financial goals. Today, we want to talk about common money pits that keep people from building wealth. So let's get to it. When you talk about a money pit, it's generally something that you have to keep paying for an extended amount of time. It could be months, it could be years, even decades. For the purposes of our video, we'd like to define it as something that requires a significant amount of money to be invested on without providing the same level of returns or benefits. Generally, these are projects that seem nice at the start, but end up draining you for more than you can pay for. If you're someone that hasn't done their due diligence and researched what you're getting into, it's difficult to get out of it and you can end up significantly lowering your quality of life because you have to keep paying for things. We'd like to talk about some examples of common money pits and how they work. We want to start it off by talking about student loans. Now, there's nothing wrong with financing your education. One of the most important things to acquire in life is knowledge, and going to university is one of the most surefire ways of attaining knowledge. Knowing how to maneuver in life because you're educated is a big thing, and as a result, going to university is helpful for everybody. However, understand that student loans, on the other hand, can be difficult to deal with. Think of it like this. You pay for your college tuition, but since you don't have the money to pay for it yet, a student loan. That sounds simple enough, but you have to understand that student loans often grow through interest even while you're in school. Let's say you loan an amount of $60,000 for your needs. Some student loans can go for an interest rate of $499, and we're talking about the lower interest rate ones. So for $60K, you're accruing $2,994 of interest per year. Now, education is important, but you have to know how much you can pay for immediately and how much you can manage to pay for in the future. If you're comfortable with accruing interest in your early years, or if you have a way to pay off immediately, then by all means, it's not a bad idea. But if it's something that ends up holding you back from more important financial decisions after graduating, then you may need to consider some other options of financing your education. Understand that after finishing your degree, you're still gonna be paying for your student loans for years, maybe even decades. Assess whether or not you'll be able to pay it off responsibly, or if it's worth considering delaying your degree. There's nothing wrong with finishing your degree at a later date than expected. It helps you assess your financial status more while keeping your finances free after you graduate. Another thing to consider when taking in student loans is the return on investment. If the education financed by the student loans doesn't result in a well-paying job or a substantial increase in earning potential, the ROI may not justify the amount of debt incurred. In these instances, borrowers often struggle to meet their obligations while dealing with limited financial options. Another way that people fall into a money pit are through get-rich-quick schemes. Understand that this is an umbrella of different things, whether it's crypto, house hacking, drop shipping, etc. If it sounds too easy for you to be making a lot of money in a short amount of time, chances are it's too good to be true. Most of these schemes involve investing a lot of money into something that offers to exponentially increase your returns. Once the 2020 hit, cryptocurrency boomed and everyone became rich overnight. Now, was this because of an educated guess and careful market analysis? No, it's because it was the trend at the time and some people got lucky. Now, we're not saying that taking risks on potentially life-changing money is bad, but if you make it a habit to put all your eggs in one basket in the hopes of it changing your life forever, then it's a money pit that's just waiting for you to throw more into it. Other factors involving get-rich-quick schemes involve the lack of legitimacy through unsustainable practices, market manipulation, or fraud. Oftentimes, people are lured by unrealistic promises like doubling your money overnight or making you a millionaire in 10 easy steps. Genuine investments in businesses take time to grow and develop. If you're someone that has unrealistic expectations about wealth and how short of a time you can attain it, then you may potentially be setting yourself up for disappointment and be more adverse when proper financial opportunities come along. To achieve sustainable financial growth, it's important to focus on prudent and informed investment strategies, long-term financial planning, diversification, and seeking advice from trusted financial professionals. Slow and steady strategies that prioritize stability, education, and long-term goals are generally more effective and less risky than seeing quick riches through trendy schemes. Now, another example of a money pit is buying a house. Generally, people will tell you that buying a house is an asset and being able to buy one and house hack your property is one way to make passive income. However, it's not always that simple. Let's talk about potential issues with a property first. Most houses often involve hidden charges beyond the purchase price. Property taxes, utilities, maintenance, insurance, all of these are things that you have to pay for, and these can rack up fast. It ends up being financially burdensome because you have a lot of things to pay for on top of an already expensive property. Other things involving the house include maintenance fees, mortgage payments, homeowners association fees, or interest rate hikes from your mortgage. That's a lot of different fees that you have to keep paying for. And we're not talking about the issues with potentially house hacking your property. If you don't have a good location or you don't have the proper market for renters, then chances are you may end up with vacant spots for months on end. If you expect to pay off your mortgage immediately because of this method, then it's possible that you may not have your plans met because of circumstances out of your control. Apart from that, if for some reason you needed to relocate, whether it's a job opportunity elsewhere or any other reason, market fluctuations also dictate whether you get your money back on your property or not. Because you'll need to sell your property, you have to spend money on getting it ready for sale. Renovations and other things involving maintenance and repairs can set you back a lot of money. And agent commissions and closing costs are fees on the operations end. Understand that you can't avoid paying for these things, but in order to mitigate the money pit effects of home ownership, you need to carefully assess your budget for all associated costs, conduct proper inspections for hidden fees that you may end up paying for, and understand the long-term financial implications of owning a house. If you're financially prepared for home ownership, then it's not a bad idea to own your own home. However, if it's not within reach as of the moment, then consider delaying those goals until they're within reach. Now, there are many other money pits that can significantly lower your quality of life due to their nature of passively eating away at your income. Some of these include car loans, keeping up with appearances through luxury items, trying to win over the credit card system to maximize your points, and many others. If you need to spend more in order to gain more out of something, then chances are it's a money pit and you're paying more for something that doesn't always return your investments. Being able to understand what you need versus what you want at the moment is also key in order to avoid spending on things that you know you'll pay for in the future. If you've enjoyed this video and found us helpful, please hit the like and subscribe button. We'd like to be able to grow alongside you, and we're pumped to have you in our next video. Stay mentally healthy, and let's get financially fit together.